Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the JNC Baseball Show. Today, we're going to go over the New York Yankees. I absolutely love this team. I know Jack is staring at me, giving me the, no. I like this team a lot.
Do you love this team or do you love this bullpen?
I like the team, actually, and I'm going to give you the reasons why. Okay, the reasons why: A, Gary Sanchez; B, Starlin Castro; C, Greg Bird; D, Aaron Hicks.
Aaron Hicks, don't try to. Come on.
Bench. Aaron Judge, Chris Carter. I know I'm not a big fan of Chris Carter. Clint Frazier, Gleyber Torres, Jorge Mateo. All these guys, they're going to come up and be studs. We're looking at a new and improved Yankees team this year. No more old Yankees. A-Rod is gone. We have some young guys that are going to come up and show why the Yankees are always good, because they know how to pick up players.
By gone, do you mean coaching? And
when I say gone, not in the lineup.
Okay.
Not in the lineup.
Are these guys ready to contribute right off the bat?
Yes.
Though? Are these guys ready?
Yes. Greg Bird contributed big time before his thoracic surgery, okay? And the guy absolutely raked.
Greg Bird doesn't have the... See, some of the guys you mentioned, now I will argue, Gary Sanchez, yes, I absolutely believe that he is a difference maker offensively. He's a great power... I think he'll be a great power hitter. But the rest of the team, a couple of those other guys, Greg Bird doesn't quite have the minor league, pedigree. He doesn't have a lot of time in the minor leagues. I don't know.
Because he's good and immediately went up to the majors.
Well, he could, be one of those guys where, he could take advantage of the porch, like a lot of left-handers do. But it's a strange. I call this team a strange hodgepodge, because the players that you aren't mentioning are guys like Didi Gregorius. I feel like he's kind of overrated.
He's a good player.
Taking over
he's
for
a pretty good player.
I think he is obviously nowhere near the player that Jeter used to be. Headley is a little bit, he's, let's face it, he's kind of over the hill, and he, was never really great at any one attribute anyway. Aaron Hicks is kind of a quadruple A guy.
I don't think Aaron Hicks plays right field.
Okay, there you go.
I think Aaron Judge is actually their right fielder.
Okay, that's fine, and that's fair. But the other guys, Ellsbury is, of course, at the tail end of his massive contract. Brett Gardner, I still think there's some turnover, and those guys could be replaced, in a couple years
Easily.
down the road.
No,
guys
they're going to be replaced this year.
Well,
okay. Now, I'm not saying they're going to trade for Bryce Harper this year, but they're going to trade and get some decent players for this year. And I still think they're going to do really well. I'm not saying they're going to win the division.
But even with this year's the prospects, expecting them all to just come up and immediately contribute.
Dude, they're Yankees, man. That's how it works.
Okay, well.
Don't you know how the Yankees work? They're like the Cardinals of the American League. They sprinkled some dust, and these guys are freaking amazing.
They haven't made the playoffs. They haven't made the real playoffs.
Gleyber Torres is amazing. Okay, that was a unbelievable pickup by them to trade Chapman, get a bunch of people from the Cubs, including Torres, and then get Chapman back. We haven't even talked about the bullpen. Tommy, I'm glad you talked about that, because it is a highlight. But how bad is their starting pitching? Besides Matsuhiro Hiroshi and Nagasaki Tanaka, how great is he? Unbelievable. He's a good pitcher.
I think he's good.
He's good, but not great. And therein lies the problem with the Yankees.
Come on, dude. He throws a shuto.
He's too inconsistent.
Congratulations. I'm glad that you have one Japanese word in your vocabulary.
Hey, I said Tanaka.
Because you read it on the screen.
Exactly.
It doesn't count.
I want a reason why.
It doesn't count if you pull it up on a
why.
computer and then read
Tanaka has been nothing but nails since he came over.
I said he's good, but not great.
He's great.
That's a bold
number
statement.
one.
And fine, give him number one status, and then you have
number
the
one
deluxe drop off for everybody else in this
giant
lineup.
drop off.
You drop the number two of Michael Pineda? Are you kidding me?
Dude, he's got something on his neck. He's good to go.
Who's maybe a 4, probably a 5, and let's be honest.
He's got some blue frog on his neck. He's good to go.
Massively, that's the Yankee way, right there.
If they go back
and getting calls in the late '90s, all those World Series teams.
So the Yankees need to go back to wearing collars on the uniform.
Look at this. This dude is bringing up stuff from the '90s.
I am bringing up stuff
from
the '90s because the Yankees. You can't talk about the Yankees without talking about the dynasty. Thank you, umpires. Thank you. What's his name? The kid from center field who robbed that guy's home run.
Jeffrey Mayer.
Yeah, Jeffrey Mayer. Thank you, Jeffrey Mayer. Thank you, whatever. Thank you, Pixie Dust.
How about thank you, Derek Jeter?
Thank you.
How about thank you?
You leave the captain.
Mariano Rivera.
Leave the captain out of this.
How about thank you, Bernie Williams? How about thank you, Paul O'Neill? How about thank you, all of the Yankees that won those games?
Thank you, George Steinbrenner, new $200 million payroll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And who has a bigger payroll now? The Dodgers. Okay, so going back to the CC Sabathia last year.
And neither one of the teams will win.
But who's Chad Green? Who is Chad Green?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who is Chad Green? Or who are some of these guys? Sabathia
we know who
is
Severino is.
now?
Adam Warren is ridiculous. I think he gets the 5th starter position because I don't even know who Chad Green is.
I'm just not as so. I think a lot of those guys are just kind of swingmen. They're kind of swingmen between Adam Warren, Chad Green, just kind of swingmen between the rotation and the bullpen. Severino is an intriguing guy. I do think Severino he's underachieved the last couple of years. I do think he's a guy who could come in at age 20. He's 24 now. Yeah. He could come in and actually be a viable. I think he could very well be the number 2 pitcher beyond Tanaka.
He's a good pitcher.
Absolutely,
but Tanaka is great.
Well, there's really nothing between him at the 5 spot and the number 2 spot, so it's almost impossible for him not to wind up if he just shows up and I don't know, does his job.
Which is why I don't pick the Yankees to finish.
I know you don't like the Yankees. I just think they're just gonna hit the crap out of the ball. All right.
I think
Matt Holliday has a return season. Oh, come on. Just backspins his way into the left field bleachers all day. Jacoby Ellsbury's putting the balls off the scoreboard. Aaron Judge is hitting the ball out of the park because he's 6'8" and just 700 pounds. Is just massive.
Look at the OPSs down this lineup: 726.
Those are projections.
Okay, these are projections, granted, but 692, 826, 784, 713, 726, 696, 834 for Greg Bird.
Yeah, bam, Greg Bird.
647. I just don't.
He's a short. Greg Bird. Okay,
it just doesn't add up.
Remember that name. He's going to be the bane of the Royals' existence.
Yeah, remember him batting
for
8th.
Years. He's batting 8th on this. Okay, he's not going to bat 8th.
We'll see.
By the end of April, that dude's going to be hitting 3rd or 4th.
By the end of April, they'll be 4 games out.
That's not true.
It'll be close.
They only play Boston 3 times. Okay, I've looked at it.
So 3.5 games out.
No. So looking at this, dude, they are a good team. Okay, Starlin Castro is underrated at second base. Terrible shortstop. Underrated at second base. He's a good player. Okay, Brett Gardner, get rid of him. Sell him. Sell him. Put Aaron Hicks in left because that's where you're gonna have to put him. Get another pitcher. You got enough people. I mean, look how many you bring up Clint Frazier. Who cares? They're gonna bring up Gleyber Torres, who's probably gonna take over third base for Chase Headley. And now they have a lineup. Now you're talking about a good lineup, and that's gonna happen by mid-June.
Okay.
This team is going to dominate the second half of the season.
The thing is, I do think this is very much a team in transition. I certainly don't think they're ready yet.
It's the Yankees. They're going to transition quickly.
I really don't think they're ready yet. 2018, maybe 2019, but certainly not 2017. And you mentioned the bullpen, of course.
Yeah, all they have to do is get to the 8th inning, and it's game over.
And actually, yeah, that's why I don't have them losing, a lot of games this year, is because of their only strength and arguably their greatest strength. Even though it isn't a particularly deep bullpen, it is 7, 8, 9. I think the best in baseball. That's including Tyler Clippard, who has been
Clippard's a pretty good player.
Yeah,
okay, but he's so much different than Betances and Chapman.
But he does bring the strikeouts.
It's a different look, which is exactly what you need coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah,
you can't have 5 guys that come out and throw nothing but gas. That's useless. You sit on a fastball, you take a swing, you get back into a game.
Clippard just got a really weird delivery, man. He throws his glove up in the air and then he throws it at you, and then he comes straight over the top, and he's got those weird rec specs. God, he's amazing. He's a great 7th inning guy. I love him. He sounds like a Yankee already.
I'm surprised he hasn't blown his arm out for 5 years with that crazy delivery.
Dude, it's amazing. Yeah. Okay, the person that's going to blow their arm out on this team is Chapman.
It's Chapman. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know how he hasn't.
I know. Well, his mechanics are pretty good though, aren't they?
They're pretty simple, and there's not a lot of elbow going on.
Right.
It's shoulder and wrist.
That's the point. Why is he not blowing his shoulder out? I mean, he is a freaking basically NFL football player.
Right.
Build up the muscles around it. You know as well as I do. You build up the muscles around the shoulder. You don't tear it as much as you do destroying a shoulder if you're bending it with that torque.
The New York Yankees are the best basketball team in the MLB.
You know what I would even consider?
That is absolutely true.
They have 2 guys that are 6'10" and 6'9" on that team. They are the best basketball team in the MLB.
Yeah. And you know what I would even consider, and this is way out there, okay, as a suggestion, but people have been clamoring for this for years. I think the Yankees should if they recognize that they're not going to win the wild card, they're not going to be in the postseason. I would try Chapman as a starter. I would try him as a starting pitcher.
He has nothing else
because they don't have nearly enough in that rotation
right now. They have nothing else but gas. You're trying to
end
this
dude's career. That is not
true.
That slider is
end this
dirty.
Dude's career.
That slider is absolutely dirty.
I would just try him as a starter in spring.
You can teach a changeup.
No, you can't. I am living proof. You cannot teach a changeup.
I can teach him a changeup.
Anybody that knows me knows that I cannot throw a changeup to save my life. You cannot teach a changeup. It's a feel pitch. It's one of those pitches.
It's all about having the same arm speed.
That's not the point. The point is it's control with the changeup. People are like, play long toss with it. If you don't have the feel for it, you don't have the feel for it.
Look, when you're throwing 105 miles an hour, you've got to sit on the fastball, which means any change of speed at all is going to be a huge benefit. If you're going to move into the starting role, he's not going to do it with 2 pitches.
He's not going to move the starter. He's going to end up being one of the best relievers ever. I got them finishing second in this division, gentlemen. Second in the division. I have them getting the second wild card spot in the National League, or in the American League. Sorry, this team is going to surprise everybody this year.
I just don't see it with them yet, and I don't see enough. I don't see their prospects coming up all at once and producing.
I do.
And they don't have nearly enough depth on the bench as it begins with. So I have them winning 73 games.
Okay, so everything
I have
you
them
just
finishing
said,
last.
everything that you just said, you have them finishing last over the. Okay, man.
Yep.
All right. So here's the thing. Okay, they're going to have prospects come up, and everybody that's currently starting is going to be their bench. Period.
Everybody? That's
I mean,
a
the
bold
people
statement.
that they replace. God, come on, use some stuff here. Okay.
I'll say what you mean.
I did say exactly what I mean. Their people are coming up. Look, they got Chris Carter. Okay, it's very kind of underrated. Very underrated as a clubhouse guy. The guy hits absolute monster bombs. He doesn't get on base that much, but he hits absolute monster bombs.
I think he could be a platoon.
Yeah, he's gonna be a platoon guy.
player.
I mean, because Greg Bird, I don't know how he does against lefties, but the guy rakes and he's huge and he can hit.
Yeah.
But Chris Carter, every now and then, give him a break. I mean, he's good. He could DH every now and then too. You never know.
I see why they picked up Carter, and I think it was a pretty good deal for them. I just don't think Carter.
I still think the second,
maker, but I do
they're
think
going to
he's a good
surprise
platoon.
you. I think they're going to surprise you. I think Didi Gorius has a great year. I think Castro has a great year. I think Holiday has a bounce back year. Sanchez has the same year that everybody's projecting him to have. Ellsbury comes back. Chase Headley, see you later. Give me Gleyber Torres. Greg Bird has a great year. Aaron Judge has a great year because he's like Jorge Soler. He's one of those guys where he's going to swing a lot and he's going to miss a lot, but when he hits it, it's going to go. And then I think they trade Brett Gardner to make room for somebody else to get another starting pitcher, plus one of their other prospects.
And I've got them finishing fourth in the division. I, honest to God, don't think they're going to surprise anybody. I don't think the pitching is there to get them anywhere near the top of this division. Defensively, yeah, okay. Offensively, good, not great, as I've said with just about every team on this in this division. Fourth overall, we're looking at 81, 82 total wins.
That's New York Yankees. They're going to be great. So we appreciate it. That was a good go over to the New York Yankees. Please follow us on Twitter, JNC Baseball Show. Send us any topics, any questions you have to our email at jncbaseballofficial@gmail.com. And give us a like, give us a follow on our iTunes, YouTube channel, everything like that. We really do appreciate it, and we will see you next time.